What's up, everybody? Jay Pinoy, and Happy New Year. I got some figures that I need to open up because boxes, they take up space. So yeah, I got DC figures. Is the primary focus right now. I have a lot of DC figures that I haven't opened and that I got just recently. Some that I am realizing that I've kept it for so long when it first was released, and just figure out now it's time to open. Brand new year, and I know McFarlane's losing the license. Thank God he is, because his prices recently has gone up, and the 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 presentation is just very underwhelming. So yeah, enough of me of talking about that. Let me show you what figures I'm about to open. Let's start off with we got this Aquaman. you know this is from an older set, the Dark Side. And yeah, I'm just mainly wanting the Dark Side, build a piece, simply to build Dark Side. I do have the Superman, which I just recently sold, which is over here, the Superman. Yeah, this Superman, didn't really like the face scope or anything like that. And yeah, I sold that Superman, but I kept the Dark Side pieces, and I'm gonna do the same with the Aquaman. And the Batman is on its way. As far as the most hard one to get is the Flash, and I really regret not getting this guy when it was first released. I saw him at GameStop, should have paid for retail price. But now, since this is an older set, the Flash figure out of all of these are up in price, especially the Flash. The Flash is, like, I believe, going for like almost $60 on Amazon. Yeah, I mostly picked up all these figures from this wave in Amazon. I got this Aquaman for, I believe, 16 bucks, maybe 18. Yeah, a little less than 20 bucks. I'll put a little picture. I screenshotted it, and yeah, I'll put a picture. Yeah, that's how much I paid for it. So I was like, I gotta grab it before the price goes up. So I'm gonna open him up. And then next up, I have another this is not, this is kind of old, but yeah, it was a good Batman figure when it was first released. I think it was like a few months ago. And this is the No Man's Land. Really like the color scheme. There is a variant of the Batman where he's all black, Michael Keaton colors. Inspired is what I meant to say. Very well inspired from the Michael Keaton Batman movie, which is, by the way, my favorite Batman of all time. Actor Michael Keaton. Yeah, but yeah, this blue, really dig it. And yeah, gonna open him up. Probably gonna keep the box, but yeah, because I don't really have many Batman figures in box, other than the Silver Age, which I haven't opened as well. I'm gonna keep it still in the box, not open. And yeah, that's that. And then after that, we got, what else we got? We got a older figure, but I was very happy to get this. He's one of my favorite DC characters. Probably a bit, if it's not Batman, it's this guy. It's Firestorm. Yep, and it's not just any Firestorm. This is the Platinum Edition. This is the one that's sought after, hard to get. And yeah, I'm gonna open this guy up, and I know he's up in value, but I do have the regular version and the Platinum now. I paid 50 bucks for this, but yeah, it was at a recent toy show that I went to in San Jose. And I actually didn't pay 50. I remember I negotiate and paid 45, which still not bad. Yeah, it's my Firestorm. I mean, this is one of my favorite looks of him, of the character. This is the new 52, and I do have a Firestorm just right here. Obviously, I love the red and yellow classic colors. This is not classic, but it has a more metallic look to it. This is from the DC Essentials, yeah, one of my favorite figures. The only problem with this figure, it's a bit small, but it still goes well with my 6-inch DC figures. But as far as McFarlane, I'm gonna open this guy and keep the regular version in box, or maybe I might switch it because the back is, you know, it's the same as the regular. So that's that. I'm gonna open that guy up, rare figure. And speaking of rare figure, we also have this Kingdom Come Superman. Yeah, this guy is very sought after. One of the best look of Superman, in my opinion. Other than the classic look, it's the Kingdom Come. Yeah, here's the back. Comes with the comic. You know, back when McFarlane's giving us actual comics, which I'm gonna get into with these packaging, because later down the line, he kind of shortened it and not give us comics at all, which is a bummer with these page punchers. I mean, how can you give us a page puncher figure without a comic book? You know. Anyway, back to this Superman, one of my favorite, and we're gonna open him up, and then we're gonna go to a much newer figures. Well, actually, yeah, newer figures. This one right here just came out like maybe 2 months ago, or maybe a month. But yeah, this Cassandra Cain, I do have her, by the way. This is Stephanie Brown. Don't know too much about her, but I love the look, and I gotta build up my bat family, you know. So here's a image of that. She's also pretty pricey, you know, in the market. But yeah, cool figure. Comes with 2 accessories. Yeah, we're gonna get her open, and then this is from a newer set, just recently. We have the Guardian, red platinum. Quite hard to find when it's a red platinum. But yeah, don't know too much about this character. I do know he's a Superman based off, you know, universe kind of character. It even says Action Comics. That's a Superman comic book. And here's the Guardian image back there. Yeah, he looks pretty cool. I do see him in comics, but I don't know too much about the character. But it's always good to build up my Justice League, right? So cool to have him. Glad he has his shield. But it sucks that he doesn't have, you know, extra fist. He only has 1 fist and 1 open hand. I wish McFarlane give us options to give both, but for both hands, but he didn't. Oh well. And then we're gonna move on to, let's see. Oh yeah, so I also got, give me 1 second. Speaking of an older set of figures, I got one more, and it's the Ragman. Yep, Ragman. Cool character. I do know a little bit more about this guy than the Guardian. He is part of the Justice League Dark, and I want to build my Justice League Dark team. Here's an image. Very cool. Don't know yet if I'm gonna keep the package, because the package is very nice, very different. It has his card and his stand, you know, right in front of the package. So we're gonna open him up, and then now we'll go to a little bit more newer. Here we got, I'm gonna just show both of them. Here we got Joker and Cheetah. Woo! 2 members of the Legion of Doom. Gotta have these 2 classic characters. Man, I was so happy to find this Cheetah in a Walmart. Just 1 left too, and I was like, man, I gotta grab it, man. Actually, it was my dad who grabbed it for me, and I paid him back. Yeah, he said there was only 1 left, and he was trying to overcharge me, like trying to scalp me, his own son. He's trying to scalp me, saying, okay, I'll sell it to you for 50 when this figure was going for 30 in the stores. But I know she's sought after. But man, it's cool to have her. Like I said, it has a you would think it has a comic book, but doesn't. This is just a backdrop. I would know because I opened a recent Obsidian page puncher, and I was very disappointed it didn't come with a comic book. It would be nice to have a comic book, especially for Obsidian, a character that is not very as popular. But this one, yeah, this is not a comic book. I don't think. Or maybe I could be wrong. I don't know with McFarlane, man. He's so inconsistent. Some has comics, some doesn't. I think it does have. Yeah, I think these have a comic book. They're both the same. Infinite Crisis. They both came from the same wave. But yeah, I got this Joker on Amazon. He's very hard to pre-order. I did pre-order it, but eventually, when it comes to Amazon, if you don't pick up your package in the locker, they'll return it. And I did not mean it to not pick it up. I was supposed to pick it up, but for some reason Amazon, they kind of cheat me on the days. Say you have 3 days to pick it up, and if you don't pick it up, we'll return it back to the warehouse. But it would only been like 2 days, and then they freaking took this away from me, so I had to wait another few months, maybe, yeah, to reorder this guy. And I keep putting this on my watch list. This Joker, man, he's really a tough cookie to get to. Next up, we're gonna get some JSA members. We got the one and only Dr. Midnight. Yeah, so cool to get this guy. I also got him on Amazon for regular price. I believe it was $34.99. It sucks that the owl that he comes with doesn't stick, connected to his arm, but it's always good to have a Dr. Midnight, especially in a 7-inch scale, to build up your JSA. Speaking of JSA, I want to show another thing I got, which was a huge sale. I thought about not picking this up because the price was just ridiculous, especially with no accessories. You know what I'm going with. I'm going with the 2-pack. I'm going with the 2-pack Atom Smasher and the Spectrum. Yep. I actually have an Atom Smasher, but it's from the Black Adam movie. This is where he's about a giant, and I also have the 7-inch as well. So I really kind of wasn't hoping to get another Atom Smasher, but I guess, with the classic comic book look, it's good to have. And then Spectre, I heard a lot of mixed reviews on him. I'm just glad to finally get him in a 7-inch form. I think the closest one I ever got was because I wasn't going to pay a scalping price for the single release of the Spectra, which was going for like 60-70 bucks. It was ridiculous, stupid. And I got this 2-pack not at full price, but I got him on a huge sale. It was, I believe, 52 bucks I paid for. I'll show a screenshot of it, but yeah, that's how much I paid for. I said I gotta cop it, even though it doesn't have no accessories. It does have a stand, which normally 2-packs would have, and a cool backdrop, and a decent figure. The Atom Smasher, it's okay, but the Spectre, I'm glad to have him, especially with he has a wired cape. And looking at the back, here's the back. Yep, those are the figures I'm about to open, and I'm gonna go ahead and rank them based of what I see from them after opening it, and we'll see which one's my favorite, which one's my least favorite of opening. So stay tuned. Okay, so these are the figures I just opened, and yeah, you're probably wondering, where's the cheetah? The cheetah I did not open. I actually couldn't get myself to open that figure. I want to keep it in the package, but I found something in replace of it, and that is this Black Manta. Yep, got him. So another member of the Legion of Doom added to the collection. yeah, super cool. I also opened up this Wonder Woman from Page Punchers right over here. As you can see, you're probably wondering, oh, she comes with the lasso? Where do you get that lasso? I actually got it from a previous Wonder Woman figure, which I will show you in just a second. Right over here, this is from DC Direct. So yeah, I actually took out the lasso. I'm thinking about putting these shorts on this one. Probably might do that in a separate video. But yeah, I took that lasso from this Wonder Woman to put it on this. They're both from the Silver Age, I want to say, or Golden Age. But yeah, it really looks much better with the lasso. Freaking McFarlane should have gave us a lasso with this Wonder Woman. He did give us extra hands, which I appreciated, but come on, man, how can you give us a Wonder Woman without a lasso? And like I said, I got this Black Manta for a good price. I will put a image how much I paid for it. But yeah, I always saw this Black Manta and was debating whether or not to get it. He can fit with either comic or movie, and I'm trying to build my Legion of Doom. And speaking of Legion of Doom, I want to go with the Joker over here. It's funny, I put Joker and Batman pinned next to each other. Yeah, this Joker is amazing. I would say this is perhaps the top figure out of all of this. Yeah, believe it or not, simply because the look, overall look, and the coat, you know, it's fabric, thank God. It would have been nice if it was wired, but you know, they didn't give us wired. Oh well. But yeah, I thought I would not get too excited for the hat Joker, but you know, for it not being removable, the hat. But I'm actually leaning towards it, and it's actually looking pretty good. So this is definitely top. And with his arch nemesis Batman, I really like this figure. I would rank it a bit high on my list for 2025, but you know, no freaking wired cape. You know, McFarlane's been inconsistent with wired capes. The good thing is, at least, you know, you could put a wire eventually. There is a little slit opening over there, but it's just so inconsistent. Like, this is one of the best looking Batmans in my opinion. The dark gray with the dark navy blue, I love it. Comes with cool comes with, you know, interchangeable hands, and also comes with a batarang, which obviously every Batman should come with. Now also this Superman is also cool. Yep, he's one of the top in my list. Really love it. Comes with the wire cape. See how inconsistent McFarlane is. But yeah, I just wish that he had a little bit more gray white on the side of his hair. But overall, pretty good. Atom Smasher, it was a meh, you know. Okay, you know, this Aquaman, you know, I'm really am digging the, you know, the cell shading. It doesn't look too bad. And the Spectre, oh man, the Spectre, I would put him in my, also pretty good on this. He has a wired cape. Also who has a wired cape that I think is pretty cool is this Stephanie Brown Batgirl. Yeah, pretty cool. Her cape is wired. But yeah, let's rank them. The Guardian is also, you know, a cool figure to have. You know, it's not very much of him, you know, being released in figure form. It's, you know, also the Ragman, another figure that's hasn't been released much. Dr. Midnight, man, Dr. Midnight, he falls the same with the Batman. You know, just very underwhelming with no wire cape, but he does come with his glove, extra hands, and he comes with the owl, which the owl is very useless in my opinion. It's very hard for him to get the owl on him. That's the reason why I'm not displaying him on here. Yeah, it's just, man, McFarlane, he should have, you know, put like little pins on his gauntlets. Oops, sorry, Joker. On his gauntlets, and yeah, make him attached with the owl. That's what, you know, DC, I believe Universe Classics did with their figure, but yeah, apparently McFarlane became lazy with that. So let's so I have about, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I would include Atom Smasher and Special as, you know, as one rating, since they came in a 2-pack. So yeah, I have about like 10 things that I opened, so I'm gonna rank them. I'm gonna start with at number 10. We go with this Black Manta. I think this Black Manta is cool and all, but he should have came with a trident, in my opinion. So that's number 10. He does come with some jetpack fire blast in the back, which is all right. And at number 9, I'm gonna go with obviously the Guardian. The Guardian, you know, he's cool, but yeah, I don't know too much about him. But I'm glad that we have a figure of him. Number 8 will have to be this Batman. Even though I love Batman, he's gonna go at number 8. At number 7 will be Dr. Midnight. The only reason why I put Dr. Midnight at 7 and Batman at 8, because Midnight came with more accessories than Batman. They both, you know, are lacking wired capes. But yeah, these two, Batman and Dark Midnight, could have easily, you know, be at 8 or 7. At number 6, I want to go with this Aquaman. This Aquaman, it has a very nice head sculpt, but it's just, you know, the only reason why I got him is just because I already have an Aquaman. It's from the DC Classics. Yeah, but overall the head sculpt is pretty cool, and the cell shading, I'm really getting into it, leaning more into it. The 2-pack will be at number 5, I would say. Yeah, so Black Manta, number 10. Number 9 would have to be the Guardian. Number 8 is Batman. Number 7, Dr. Midnight. Number 6, Aquaman. And number 5 would have to be Stephanie Brown. Yeah, Stephanie Brown's pretty cool to have her finally in figure form. A great way to add her to the Bat, you know, family. So yeah, she's a number 5. Number 4 would have to be Firestorm. Firestorm. I'm sorry, not Firestorm. Number 4, I have to go with Wonder Woman. This is because, yeah, Wonder Woman didn't come with the lasso, but once you put a lasso with her, it looks pretty cool, as you can see. So hopefully you guys can find a lasso to put with this Wonder Woman. If this Wonder Woman came with the lasso, she would have been an easily top 3, but she's number 4. And number 3 would have to be it was a hard toss-up. It's between Joker or Firestorm, and I have to go with the Joker at top 3, number 3. And this Joker, even though it's so cool, it would have been nice to have the option to remove the hat and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's good to have this Joker as, you know, an extra Joker. If you can have any Joker, if you can have 2 Jokers, this should be one of them you should own. And then number 2 It's gonna be this Kingdom Come Superman. I really love this Kingdom Come Superman, but you know, I really wish he had an extra head with, you know, laser coming out his eyes, you know, optic beam coming out his eyes, and I wish he had a little bit more white hair on the side. But overall, this is one of my favorite Superman looks. It's the Kingdom Come. And number one, I'm gonna go with Firestorm. Firestorm, I'm not gonna try to be biased about it, but you know, he is everything I expect, you know, a figure should, you know, he's everything, you know, you paid for this figure. I believe he retailed for 34, and you know, retail, but I paid a little bit more because he was harder to find in the aftermarket. But yeah, he came with all the accessories, all the cool accessories. The look is, you know, the head sculpt is nice, everything, articulation is, you know, pretty good. And yeah, that's number one is Firestorm. But yeah, here we go. Here's the overall look of all the figures I opened in the beginning of 2026.